If today's episode resonates with you, then perhaps you need to check out my Healthy, Wealthy and Kind retreat here in Bali. It's for salon owners, clinic owners, spa owners, and it's in Bali for 5 days with me. Very small group, 5-star resort. Trust me, you'll love it. Absolutely life-changing. The link is below. Now back to the episode. Lisa here, welcome back. You're probably too young to know who Muhammad Ali is. Growing up, I had 5 brothers, so that's probably got something to do with it, but float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And that was his saying. He's just sort of bopping around the boxing ring. He was a famous boxer. He won a gold medal for boxing in the Olympics. I don't remember which Olympics. And he thought that would give him a key to the city, and it didn't. He was still not allowed to go into certain places because he was black. And so he threw his gold medal in the river somewhere in America. It's never been seen since. So he's a really interesting character, but he was very, very confident. He just had a confidence about him. And he said, "I am the greatest the world has ever seen." My boys used to be able to recite what he said. And he had a confidence about him, and it was just lovely. And I think we'd all like to have that confidence about us, but we don't. And that's because we need to do the work. We need to learn. And I think, there's men in our lives that we're just drawn to, and not necessarily the most handsome, but Mick Jagger was one. Like, he's proof that drugs won't kill everybody. The Rolling Stones, like the amount of drugs and drinking that they did. So any of them are alive. So everybody's unique and special. They really are. And I think that just knowing what it is you're good at and working on it, like often people work on their things that they're not good at. And I'm thinking, no, work on what you're good at, right? So if you're not good at retail, why? You could just go, well, I'm not going to do that. But there would be some parts of retail that you are good at. You might be really good at explaining to someone why to use a blonde shampoo. You might not be that good at explaining to someone why you'd use a heat protector, but just work on what you're good at and then go from there, right? So Muhammad Ali he used to spook out his opponents by telling them how much he was going to beat them and how wonderful he was. And there's a lovely confidence that comes out of a person when they know their stuff. So if you're not confident in retail, I would challenge that you don't know your stuff. So when you know your stuff, you listen, and that's floating around, and you do everything that you do, and then you sting like a bee is to say, you need to use this. If you want these results, this is what you need to use. And sting like a bee, it's probably not a good term in retail, but it's just like you need to land when you need to land. That's it. So it's not I have to do it now, I have to do it then. I said it and she wasn't interested. No, you need to float around and pick up the energy of a person. And then when the time's right, you make the suggestion. And I'd prefer it was in the beginning of the service, not at the end. Oh, do you want any products? Like, that's not right. That's not how it's done. So you've got to think about, if you're stuck, why are you stuck? And for a lot of you, it's knowledge. Right? Confidence isn't given to anybody. You don't just get confident. You do the work and you gain confidence. Boom, mic drop. That's it. You do the work and you gain the confidence. So you have to ask yourself why you're not doing the work. Why? Scared of failing? Everybody fails. Just fail forward. You go, oh, okay, that didn't work. You're so capable. The fact that you're here listening to this podcast tells me that you would like to learn something. So learn it. You can do it. I really believe that anybody can learn whatever they choose to. You just have to choose to. And if you decide that you're sick of this being something that you wished you could do, you want to be braver, then just do little small steps in the right direction. 100 steps in that direction will get you there. 2 steps, 50 steps wide will also get you there. But most people can't get there because they want to do these big 20-foot steps, 20, and get there in 4 or 5 goes. No, don't worry about that. Just do one, just do one, just do one, just do one. And before you know it, you're there. It's really that simple. So if you're struggling with something, then break it down. Maybe you don't know what the products do, or in depth. Maybe you don't know who it's for, in depth. Do the work. Do the work and you'll be rewarded. You always will. So listen to the chapter and hopefully float like a butterfly and sting like a bee resonates with you. You have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Chapter 16. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. What's the magic ingredient you need to become the black belt retail person in your salon? Let me tell you, it's confidence. The thing that will change the way you do everything in life will also drive your success in salon retail. As animals, we're all drawn to the more confident ones in our species. If you watch any David Attenborough show, you'll see it everywhere. When animals are fighting for survival, when they're finding a mate, confidence is this thing inside us, an intangible that can help us command respect and rise above the average. Muhammad Ali said it beautifully. I am the greatest. Watch me as I float like a butterfly and I sting like a bee. It's actually hard to say that sentence without smiling. Mick Jagger is a slither of a man, yet he strutted around on stage for more than 40 years. Then there's Madonna, Tina Turner, Tom Jones. They all command respect and they ooze off-the-scale confidence. Yet none of them are, in a purely physical sense, beautiful. The combination of experience and knowledge they have in their chosen field gives them that edge of confidence. Their confidence makes them stand out. Recently, I went with my 25-year-old daughter to see Tom Jones last year. It was actually her idea. She knew that I'd taken her myself to see Tom Jones. Well, actually, I was pregnant with her and thought it might be fun to go together again. It was a relatively small venue and we managed to wiggle our way right up to the front. What Tess, my daughter, couldn't get over was his confidence. She said, "Mum, there's something about that man." And it wasn't until we were halfway home in the car that she said, "It's his confidence. That's what's so appealing. He just oozes confidence," like it was this revelation. These people are as they are because they know their stuff. They know it inside out and they know it upside down. Have they always been this way? Probably not. They must have started somewhere, right? Yes, just like you in your salon business. They too started somewhere. The big question for you is, how do I build my confidence? First things first, you need to get together a plan of action. This plan is going to be around your product knowledge because nothing builds confidence like knowledge. Okay, so let's get planning. Count every product you sell. Now you need to divide that number by the number of products you can learn about in a week. 3, 6, 9. The number you set yourself will depend on how serious you are about getting to learn the moves like Mick Jagger. Knowledge on every product you stock will bring you unbelievable confidence. Take the time to role play, and as you do, use only the products that you sell in your store so you get to understand how they feel and how they behave. Go to www.zing, retail, retail, resources, resources.com.au and download our PDF specially created so you can fill it in and all your product details and have them there all together. I want you to fill in the answers to all the questions in that download. I suggest you learn 3 products starting on a Monday, another 3 on a Wednesday, and another 3 on Friday. Then get tested on all 9 and start over. If you make a mistake on any of those 9, keep learning them for another week. Then repeat the process until you get to the end. Every product. Everything you need to know about every product. The trick is to learn them by saying the key info out loud and repeating it over and over again.
You need to know not only who the product is best suited to, but also how much your client should be using, how often they should use it, the size option it comes in, and the cost. Once you know these things about every product retailed in your business, you've earned the right to strut around like Mick Jagger. Or you might take Muhammad Ali's approach and start floating around like a butterfly. When you hear a problem you can solve, you sting like a bee with your knowledge. Most people remain unfocused and full of reasons why they don't finish what they set out to do. The truth is, most fill in 1 or 2 pages of the product form, learn those few, and then life gets in the way. Your commitment is the key, your stickability. It's not that much of an effort once you get started. The products aren't that complicated. Many have similarities, common ingredients and benefits that you can group together in your head. Generally, there are around 4 price variances and maybe 4 size options. Most have 1 key ingredient, not 27. Just knuckle down and get on with the learning. It's not that hard. Focus on your end goal. Imagine how confident you'll be once you know every product inside and out. It's very exciting. People don't fail and then give up. It's the other way around. They give up first and then they fail. A few years back when my daughter was studying medicine, we had drawings of body parts on the back of the toilet door and all around the house. The names she was learning to pronounce and spell were much more challenging than keratin or seaweed extract. They were words like, I can't even say it. I'll spell it, SPHENOPALITINE. And then the next one is GANGLIONEURALGIA. And here's another one, ONYCHOCRYPTOSIS. And they were the easy ones. You need to get on with your plan of being the salon with the best reputation in town for product knowledge and all-round confidence. Wouldn't you love to hear people saying that your salon team really know their stuff? You can't buy that sort of publicity. It's an amazing buzz to have a new client arrive at the salon and say, my friend told me to come here and ask you about my frizzy hair. She said you'd know for sure what to do, that you are fabulous here. Buddy up to boost your learnings. Learning is always more successful if you join forces. I suggest you get a buddy. Now, you can work together to test each other and stay on track. Now that you've compiled your salon's entire product list, you know exactly what you need to get through. Decide how many you can reasonably learn in a week. Maybe it is 9, as I suggested above. Let's say you stock 44 products. Divide that by 9 and you'll be on top of them all in less than 5 weeks. You might even decide you already know half of the products inside out. Once you take those out of the equation, you only need to divide 22 by 9, and you can see how you can get your learning done in under 3 weeks. When you really hone in and break it down, your mission is more than doable. Stick to your plan. Now that you have a plan, all you need to do is stick to it. And get your team to stick to it too. Maybe arrange as a prize gift for the person who is the most focused. Public recognition shows you're serious and it helps develop good habits going forward. Don't be shy about asking your product company to help you out with a prize or 2. You can also make sure your clients are getting the same consistent retail care and that your team are doing their job of recommending by choosing a hero product. A hero product is your standout product. It's something every client should be using. It might be a sunscreen, a cleanser, or in hair, it may be a heat protector. You can get really creative and proactive when you're profiling a hero product. You can showcase it in your newsletter alongside testimonials of people who can't live without it. You can display the product in your salon window with props. If the packaging is blue, for example, you might put together other blue things with it, like flowers or a stunning pair of killer heels in blue. Think about something that gets people talking and grabs their attention. You might have a special offer around it, not a discount, more like a gift with purchase. The timing will vary according to the cycle of your clientele. As an example, this product could be a hero in your salon for 2 months, meaning you only get 6 heroes each year to play with. Aim for your clients to always feel there's something fresh going on. When they walk into your salon or clinic, they should get a sense of newness, that stuff's going on, that you're not stuck in the same old, same old. Most of all, they should get a huge sense of confidence from each and every one on your team about not only the hero product, but every product in your salon. Kick-ass Kickstarter. Right now, spend 5 minutes in front of your product shelf, choosing the salon's first hero products. Spend the next 10 minutes jotting down some notes about how you and your team can promote and recommend this particular product. Now you have the makings of a plan.